welcome to another edition of The Smoking Den. I'm your host for this evening, Smoky Dan, and tonight we're going to be looking at one of the newest blends of Crowned Heads called Jericho Hill. Actually, it's a bit of a misnomer, to call it a blend by Crowned Heads. They just distribute it. It's actually made by Don Pepin Garcia's My Father division, which makes me pretty excited to try because I pretty much love all things My Father. I haven't smoked a bad one. This particular cigar was actually named after what's his name? The blues guy, Willie Nelson. His Cocaine Blues song or CD. I like Willie Nelson, but I'm not too familiar with his stuff, so feel free to leave a comment correcting me. Anyway, Jericho Hill. This is the LBV. It's a 6.5 by 46 inch ring gauge, which sort of makes it an elongated Lonsdale. It's a Maduro wrapper. The Maduro is from the Mexican San Andreas region, and it's Nicaraguan filler and binder. I'm going to go on a limb here and say it's probably pretty full-bodied, but that's why we're going to light it up. I've already punched it. Let's save a couple seconds. So without further ado, let's strike a match and smoke. One more, just touch it up just a little bit. Yeah, that's a very full-bodied first puff. Incidentally, this wrapper, it's a very handsome, like a dark chocolate Maduro wrapper. It's not quite an Oscuro wrapper. It's not just jet black, but a little bit veiny, and it's coarser than it looks. It's got a lot of presence, but the flavors, at least on the first couple puffs, are lighter than the body would seem to dictate. Lots of light earth on the from the back to the front palate, with a secondary flavor of some dark chocolate. I'm getting some sort of medium coffee bean coming in on the retrohale and the front palate too. It's a handsome blend. The earth and coffee bean with a little bit of dark chocolate. The draw is excellent too, and we'll see if that continues, but we've got a couple of seconds left on your YouTube screen, and more than a couple of seconds for me as I smoke this down, and we'll be back with the verdict. And we're back for the verdict on this Jericho Hill, and I have to say it's been a interesting and slightly weird. Before I get started, let me just say it's sort of an oval press like the other Crowned Head cigar I reviewed, the Headley Grange. The ash is sort of average, doesn't hold it very well. Draw's been perfect. The body sort of got about a quarter way through, sort of medium to full bodied, and then about a third, when it had a third left, it became much fuller bodied again. The flavor profile, about an inch and a half in, it sort of developed a nutty aftertaste, and then once again, with a third left, the nutty after finish sort of died off. The core flavors. Have remained pretty much the same. A little bit of dark chocolate and some light earthy flavors, which is kind of odd for a full-bodied cigar because you usually expect a dense, dark, earthy flavor, and it's full-bodied without being dark. Having some problems with the burn here, and I have been throughout the whole cigar. I had to touch it up a couple times and completely relight it once, only after I went and took a leak. I mean, I'm not happy with the burn here. It still is having issues. It's funny, I know it's made by the Don Pep and My Father Cigars, and knowing that it's made by Don Pep and My Father Cigars, I can kind of see the influence, but I wouldn't have guessed it if I didn't know that it was made by My Father Cigars. I think that My Father's cigars are a little bit better than this. It is a $9 cigar. It's not especially inexpensive. But it's not a bad cigar at all. It's still a good cigar. I'm going to have to knock a little for its flaws. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And at this price point, I'm not going to give it a huge recommendation. But at the same time, if you want to try it, I'm not going to say don't do it. You see it, go for it. Give it a shot. See what you think. I think that Crowned Heads did a better job by themselves with the Headley Grange cigar, even though it's certainly a completely different flavor profile, super woodsy as opposed to earthy. It's a good cigar. It's just not a great cigar, and that sort of sums it up, And it's very full-bodied. And that's pretty much that. In any case, if this is your first time to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Become part of the Smoking Den crew. Hit the like button, hit the dislike button, and feel free to leave a comment. I'm always happy to hear from you. I'll probably reply to you. But in any case, whatever you're smoking, keep smoking it. We'll see you around for the next review.